The National Park Service arrowhead appears. White text on a black screen. Partnering for the birds. Investigating avian botulism at Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. A map of the Great Lakes. A red star with text, Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore, avian botulism hotspot.
Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore is located on the northwest side of the state of Michigan. It incorporates 32 miles of lakeshore on the mainland and the Manitou Islands.
An aerial view of the park. Then, birds run on the beach. A scuba diver drops into the lake.
Avian botulism became a big problem in 2006.
Dead birds on the ground. Then, Dan Ray.
That's when it first showed up here, and we had thousands of birds show up sick and dead.
A large ship discharges bilge water. Then, a group of mussels underwater.
One of the main lessons that we've learned is it runs parallel to invasive species. So when the zebra mussel, when the quagga mussel, when the goby came into the Great Lakes,
2 fish on the lake bottom.
we started seeing the effects of botulism. So as part of our research partner effort, the University of Wisconsin at Milwaukee,
A diver in murky water, holding a bag.
has a dive team. They come out on the park boats to find out how this food web works and how the results that we see on the beach are related with what is found out in the lake.
Plant life in the lake.
We have the invasive mussels, which have clarified the water in Lake Michigan to the point where sunlight penetrates much deeper than it has in the past. So the natural algae proliferates to a greater extent.
Image of bacteria.
They create conditions where the Clostridium botulinum bacteria may create the botulism toxin, which is taken up in the round gobies.
A school of gobies.
The fish concentrate the toxin to the point where birds who consume the fish will become sick or may actually die.
Birds swoop into the water.
We've used the National Wildlife Health Center as a research partner in our ongoing data collection and our research here.
A man and woman walk the beach.
We have about 18 volunteers in the botulism program monitoring their transect on weather conditions, beach conditions, healthy birds, sick birds, dead birds. And then we feed our information into the USGS AMBL website. We have fisheries people and aquatic scientists that work with us on a regional level to use this information to try to develop greater management plans for the Great Lakes region in general.
A bird scours the beach for food.
So AMBL is a citizen science program where we have groups of volunteers that monitor set transects on beaches for carcasses from avian mortality events. AMBL stands for Avian Monitoring for Botulism Lakeshore Events.
Text of AMBL and its meaning. Then, David Blehert, PhD.
One of the great benefits of a volunteer program like this is that the Great Lakes are vast in size, and it takes a lot of people to monitor that much shoreline, many more than we have wildlife disease specialists. And so by incorporating volunteers that are direct stakeholders, they have proximity, we can greatly expand our capacity to monitor for avian mortality events.
A woman and man record readings.
And to submit carcasses to a centralized diagnostic laboratory like ours at the National Wildlife Health Center, so that we can provide consistent data in support of these investigations.
A team works in a lab.
It's unusual in terms of the number of partners and in terms of the breadth of expertise that's represented in this team and the number of different institutions that are coming into it.
Brenda Marasco-LaFrancois, PhD.
It's not very often that you have a team where both microbial biologists and people that specialize in migratory pathways are, sitting at the same table and talking about the same environmental problem. As an ecologist, it's been really exciting to have all those different kinds of people participating and contributing, and not just contributing in small ways, but contributing major elements of research in their own right. Each piece is a big piece. In order to put it all together, we need all of those big pieces. And I think that we've made a lot of progress in recent years, not just toward understanding avian botulism, but toward understanding some really basic things about nearshore ecosystems in the Great Lakes.
The lake from atop a dune.
These problems provided opportunities for us to understand this amazing system that's just sitting out there waiting to be discovered both above the water and beneath the surface.
The sun sets over the lake. Credits roll. The National Park Service arrowhead appears.